YouTube. What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube. Happy Finance Fridays, ladies and gents. What's good? Rich topic, rich topic. Hey, Boogie. Octave, what's good? What's good? Hey, y'all, I didn't did so many adjustments. Hold on. Let me get decent first. I got you. I know you can't. Yeah, you gonna see me when I want you to see me. JK. Oh, first let's turn the camera on, Kenny Finance. How about that, chat? Let's get the camera on for the crew. Boys and girls. Welcome to Finance Fridays. How we doing, huh? What is good, shred lords and shred lordesses? How art thou, huh? Now I know we've been working on my delay. I think I cut the delay by 10 seconds. That's a W. Hey, let's keep the lights going. Like it up. And tell your mama, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your auntie, your best friend, your teacher. Tell them to sub up. Let's get this ship to 100,000 subs by the end of 2026. That's the goal. We talked about goals all day yesterday. Hey, Rich out here talking about 2 lives in 1 week. We about to do 365 lives in 1 year. Can someone buy me that button where I can just like press that button and it's like, psh, you know, that Phantom does? I need that in my life. How are we doing? Happy Friday, y'all. Give me some thoughts on the week. How's everybody doing this week, huh? Hold on, we're gonna do a poll. How was the week? I want to know about the week. We're gonna start the poll. How was the week? W or L, right? Vote in the poll. How was the week? Was it a W or an L? Dígame, how was the week? Hey, we got W's. Zyzex, what's up, legend? Octave, how do I pronounce your name? Because that's a long name. We got to get you a nickname, twin. And the chat is more readable, right? Y'all like how the chat is more readable? Octave, yeah, I like that. All right, bet. But how's the week going for everybody? We got none but straight W's this week. Hey, I appreciate that. I like with that. We got so much we got to talk about today. But we also are going to be efficient because I be yapping on this thing. Once my friends told me to start streaming, I'm like, all right, this is a license to yap. All right? CPT Jimmy Jazz, first Friday of the year with new, whoa. CPT Jimmy Jams, first Friday in the new year with my newborn twins. That's a dub for me. That's a dub for the world. Let's go. Hey, I love it. Hey, everybody spam 1 billion W's for CPT Jimmy Jams. Congrats on the newborn twins. That's huge. God bless you. I'm hoping for happy, abundant, adventurous, amazingly awesome youths for your twins, an amazing life, and amazing adventures for your family. That is so epic, dude. Hold on, www. That's epic. I love that for you, man. I love that. And you decide to spend a little bit of that with us this week, the Shred Lord crew. That is amazing. There's so much stuff I want to do today. So my friend's trying to drag me to LA later tonight. I'm with the crew on stream. So I don't know if I'm gonna go. Maybe not. But I love that, guys. We'll see. But I want to show you all it's like the first Finance Friday of the year. And I want to show y'all a 90-day plan on how to buy a business. I think that's one thing that we should definitely do. how to buy a business in 90 days and literally break through day by day what the play is going to be. I also want to, if time permits, take a look at the market, see what's happening in the world, because next week is going to be crazy for deploying capital, reallocating capital. I also want to chat capital a little bit and seeing how we're talking about on our fundraising and talk about where we're going to be deploying. But I think what's going to be really exciting is this 90-day thing. I think this 90-day thing is going to be huge, right? Because, like, imagine if we all set out the goal to try to buy some businesses this year and we end up by, call it April or May, everybody in this mug is in some form or way a business owner. That could be a W, right, chap? That could be epic. Jimmy Jams. Appreciate y'all. Hoping to learn from you so I can grow financially for them fam. Hey, my goal for you personally, CPT Jimmy Jams, my goal personally is to help you unlock insane generational wealth to where, like, the twins, they ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because Pops has a portfolio of cash flowing assets that he's passing down to them, tax free using a step up basis, all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, for real. The homies want to go out tonight, but I'm bidding on jobs. And hey, that's right. Rich Topic bidding on jobs. Hey, we got to work hard, play hard. Let's crank out, get some work done first, Rich Topic. And then after that, you know, we might stretch the legs a little bit. We might stretch the legs. Hey, Cool Webby, what's up, legend? Welcome to the mix. Oh, you know what I forgot to do, y'all? Sorry, it's like day 2 of being content creator on stream. I'm supposed to be like making an Instagram story of like, hey, we're live. How am I supposed to do that? How are we supposed to do that, huh? Let's do, first and foremost, the stream helps. That stream is healthy. Oh, Richard's in the mix. What's up, Richard? Happy Friday, Richard. We got Hams in the mix. Ham ATL. What's up, Shredlord? Hey, what's up, my guy? What's up, my guy? We got Busy Banker in the mix, too. Kenny, what's up, mate? What's up? Hey, happy freaking Friday. Hey, we're gonna label this is our thing. We're calling it Finance Fridays. All right. This is a safe space for Finance Fridays, for after work for the crew, when you either worked your butt off all week, you was hustling all week, stacking bread. You don't want to really go out and blow your cash on Friday night, Saturday night. You just want to sit back, chill, relax, strategize a little bit, you know, allocate your chips and your chess pieces. Just Finance Fridays is for us. It's for the hustlers. It's for the hustlers. Let's keep the likes up, please. Hey, I appreciate you, Octave. Octave is the mother-loving supporter. I appreciate that. Yeah. We got so much to do today. Like I said, Richard, we either this week or next week, we got to talk about your business. And if you guys don't know, Richard's a business owner in the mix, so we got to talk about Richard's business. I want to give him like a cool playbook of how to scale and grow his business in 2026. Richard, what we should do, connect with me, send me a DM or on the Discord. Give me some details and data on your business, non-proprietary, by the way, just to give me a little bit of context around like historical performance, operations, and all that. And one of these streams, we're about to get you like super detailed playbook of how we can scale your business. Like, Richard, what if we made your dog grooming business go from where it is now to doing $1 million a year in cash flow, just off organic growth, off the muscle? What about that, huh? That sounds like a good idea. Farida Shabazz, what's up, legend? Nice to see you live. No, thank you. I appreciate you. I know you appreciate me being live, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Bet it up. All right, so let's chat markets real quick, right? Let's chat markets a little bit. Let's see what's been going on in the world of the markets. Who's investing this week? What's been going on in investing, huh? Market's been kind of closed, right? Let's do a little screen share action. Oh, this thing finally updated. Remember yesterday the thing said 47,000. We gained 100 subs in one day, y'all. Isn't that cool? Did y'all know it took me 3 months to get 100 subs, and now we get 100 subs in one day? Isn't that wild work? That's crazy action. All right. What's happening in the markets here? So first and foremost, we're gonna talk about the markets. We're gonna see what's happening in the world, just to make sure that we're like, we may not be like public market traders or investors every single day, but we got to be in the loop of what's happening in the world, right? Like, we just got to understand what's happening in the mix so that if anything ever happens, you know, macro or micro, business, economy, we just have a perspective on what's happening in the world. So I like to pull up to this thing here, ft.com. This is my favorite, just to see what's happening in the world here. All right. Tesla loses EV crown to China's BYD. What does that mean? That means that if you're thinking about the competitive dynamics of EV manufacturers, you have BYD, which is predominantly China-based. Well, they are China-based, but they're like dominating the EV market in China. And then you have Tesla in America. You also have Rivian. But as you can see from the latest data, sales of new models, BYD is crushing it. The question is, what happens when BYD gets enough scale and comes into U.S. market, right? Busy Banker says silver's coming back. Oh, for real? Let's check silver. Where's silver at? Isn't it crazy? It's like a logical thing, right? Like 3 months ago, gold was going absolutely crazy. I don't know why I didn't think of silver being the next logical asset. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Jeez. 97% in the last 6 months. 97% in the last 6 months for silver. What do we do? Are we long or short? Are we long or short? We're gonna do another poll. We're gonna do another poll, y'all. And in that poll, start a new poll. Okay. First and foremost, 92% of y'all said your week was a W. Hey, shout out to that. Shout out to that. But vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Are we long or short silver? What are we thinking? Look at this. That's crazy. That's crazy work. 97%. That is wild. I don't think you all conceptually understand what that means. Like, if you really think about it, if you were a degenerate and you wanted to take a home equity line of credit on your house and say you had $100,000 of equity and you were like, I gotta make it for my fam. And you put it all on silver back in August, right? You put it all on silver back in August. And you would have just let it rip, right? You would have made an extra $100,000 in 6 months just off of conviction. Now, would I recommend anyone to ever do anything like that? No, not at all. Not at all. That is an absurd, degenerate play. Wait, you guys are saying long? Most of you guys are saying long silver today after it's already ripped. Oh, let's see this. Okay. 3 signs silver may be in a bubble. All right. What's the point? Silver has surged 140% last year, its largest annual gain since 1979, driven by Fed rate cuts and increased industrial demand. Okay. Ned Davis research indicates silver is overbought. The price hit a record high of over $77 an ounce on December 26. As of Thursday, silver prices had gone 833 days without a 20% correction. That puts it a month or so away from its longest win streak on record. Okay. This one, they're selling fear here. It says investors should... Wait, we can't... Let's zoom in a little bit. I got bad eyesight. Okay, drop this down. Whoa. How do we get rid of some of these ads? All right. Investors should brace themselves for a pullback following the biggest annual gain since the Carter administration. All right. Precious metals surge more than. Oh, you want to know what's really funny? Let's check this out. Let's check this out. Let's try this. I love doing this. So we're gonna cut. We're so AI enabled. Take this entire post here, right? Let's take this entire post here and this one too. We're gonna copy this. I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. All right, we're gonna go to ChatGPT, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna say, and this is what I love to do. I love to like train my AI to think like a better investor. All right, act as if you are a professionally trained value investor. I'm talking Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Blackstone, KKR type of training. We're exploring an investment in silver. It went on a rally over. That typing game has drastically improved my typing skills, by the way. Have y'all noticed that? It went on a rally over the last 6 months. Here's an article. What do you think we should do? Give me a pointed thesis of investing or not. Oh, we just got a sub. Gui Dega, how do I pronounce that? Gui Degalito. Dig, help me pronounce your name. Thank you so much for subscribing. Degadillo. Gui Degadillo. Is that right? Did I absolutely butcher it? All right, check this out. Check this out. Look at how awesome this could be. All right? Let's see what they say. AI is about to replace all types of hedge fund managers. Starting at Chat Capital. All right. Ooh, hold on. This is what AI says. AI says, do not initiate a new investment in silver at current prices. Y'all heard him. If you already own silver, trim or hold with discipline, but do not add. Silver today looks like a speculative asset at a cyclical peak, not a value investment with a margin of safety. Ooh, ChatGPT getting in, y'all. Hey, I was gonna say this, but I didn't want to have to say it myself. I didn't want to have to say it. I was gonna tell y'all that, but look, I just wanted y'all to see for yourselves from our chief investment officer, Chat, or MD Chat. Ooh, that's a good name, MD Chat. Silver is not a productive asset. It does not generate cash flows, does not compound capital, has no intrinsic yield. Its value is entirely determined by what the next buyer will pay. Hey, that's some real Charlie Munger type stuff. They literally said something just like that about crypto. Real interest rates, inflation expectations, industrial demand. What are my thoughts on crypto? Hey, West 5469, what's up, legend? How you doing? You want to know my thoughts on crypto? Like my real thoughts on crypto? I'll tell you. I'll show you my thoughts. What they saying? Hey, Boogie, you in the chat? You think I'm gonna get banned or whatever it's called, DMCA because of this? I don't think so, right?
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop right here in Irvine.
W, if you can hear. W, if you can hear.
But that leads me to this question about crypto that Benjamin writes in. He says, in 2007 at the USC Law School, Charlie said, I'm not entitled to have an opinion on this subject unless I can state the arguments against my position better than the people who are supporting it. The question is, does this also apply to your Wall Street Journal article on banning cryptocurrencies? And if yes, would you care to share the arguments against your position?
Well,
Charlie's such a dog.
I don't think there are good arguments against my position. I think the people that oppose my position are idiots. and
dog.
And so I don't think there is a rational argument against my position. This is an incredible thing. Naturally, people like to run gambling casinos where other people lose. And the people who invented this crypto crapo,
it's a crypto crapo.
My name for it. And sometimes I call it crypto crapo, and sometimes I call it, well, crypto shit.
Oh, right. Watch your language, Charlie.
It's just ridiculous that anybody would buy this stuff. And it isn't.
Everybody spam RIP Charlie. RIP
You can
Charlie.
think of hardly nothing on earth that has done more good to the human race than currency, national currencies. They were absolutely required to turn man from a goddamn successful ape into modern successful humans in human civilization. Because it enabled all these convenient exchanges. So if somebody says, I'm going to create something that sort of replaces the national currency, it's like saying I'm going to replace the national air. You know, it's asinine. It isn't even slightly stupid.
Nate,
it's
what's good, legend?
Stupid.
Happy Friday, Nate.
And of course, it's very dangerous. And of course, the governments were totally wrong to permit it. And of course, I'm not proud of my country for allowing this crap, what I call the crypto shit, it's worthless, it's no good, it's crazy, it'll do nothing but harm, it's anti.
Like, let me keep it a buck. I have some friends that are some heavy hitters in crypto. I'm talking, they have institutionally raised hundreds of millions of dollars to invest in this strategy. And I have flat out told them to their face, I don't believe in this. Now, could I change my position? Maybe, potentially. When I start seeing data points of crypto being a driver or an essential component operationally to some type of productive yielding asset, whether it produces economic output, whether it produces financial output, whatever it might be, until I start seeing some type of cash flow generation or integration into everyday society, I don't know what it is besides a speculative bet. In my personal opinion, I think crypto is a mythical coin that people are just speculatively assigning a price, hoping the next silly person comes back and pays a better price. Happy Friday. I just watched your video on 5 books to read. Hey, no, nice. I appreciate that, Nate. I appreciate that. Hey, shout out to everybody that's watched my YouTube videos. I love you guys. Thank you so much. We put a lot of time and effort into making sure that those are very educational for y'all, so I appreciate y'all. But, okay, so but West, counter me on this. This is a healthy debate environment. Give me some thoughts around like where I'm not thinking about, you know, a better crypto thesis. You know? What are y'all thoughts? Okay, so you guys are all long silver, and we just heard our MDGPT told us not to buy silver. We got a lot of learning to do, y'all. We got a lot of learning to do. All right. So Jack Capital is not deploying into Oh, Max, what's up, legend? Are you using OBS for the stream? Yes, I am. I think. Max, do not judge. There's no judging. Max, I am the most tech deficient person in the entire world. Richard said it's too risky for me. Shoot, me too. What do we think about? Okay, so that was our poll for silver. Now, I love showing the poll results so you all can see where we are with things. All right, but let's put our positioning. Okay, I'm gonna show you all one more video, and then after that, I want you all to vote on crypto. Okay.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy.
We have to listen to Adam Ferrari.
I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar, where you can drill deeper into our 9 to 13%
annual interest rate. So should we go invest in Adam Ferrari's 9 to 13% interest rate? When? Adam Ferrari Why would we do that when we can do the SPY? Not even have to talk to you and clip 17%. Adam Ferrari. Heck off from my YouTube, bro.
At one point this weekend, you said that Bitcoin, and this was based, you were asked, Charlie said Bitcoin's like rat poison. You were asked about that comment, and you said, well, it's probably more like
what's wrong with my headshot?
Rat poison squared. Charlie went on in the meeting to then basically call Bitcoin turds.
He is an expressive sort of.
Oh, my bad.
Maybe when he gets a little older, he'll.
What's up?
At one point this weekend, you said that Bitcoin, and this was based, you were asked, Charlie said Bitcoin's like rat poison. You were asked about that comment, and you said, well, it's probably more like rat poison squared. Charlie went on in the meeting to then basically call Bitcoin turds.
He is an expressive sort of. Maybe when he gets a little older, he'll mature.
And y'all know what's funny? You know what's funny? Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, if you all don't know who they are, they're the greatest investors in our entire lifetimes. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, one of the greatest value investors of all time. He's very he's a dreamer a little bit when it comes to like some assets. He's like a little bit tricky when it comes to like willingness to pay a high enough intrinsic value for a good business. Charlie Munger is by the book. This guy is lawyer trained, no BS. His personality is like super hardcore. That balance, if you ever read books about how Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger interact, that stuff is crazy. Charlie Munger is arguably like a butthead, but like a healthy one for Warren Buffett. And one of my friends, Boogie's in the chat, he's just like Charlie Munger. Boogie's one of the meanest people in the entire world. I'll stand by that, but it's for good reason. So Boogie, as a compliment, and to kickstart your donations to Check Capital today, I'm calling you Charlie Munger. So we appreciate that. Everybody say W Boogie, so Boogie can start donating to Check Capital. Okay, but this is the last video on crypto that we're gonna read here. And if anyone has like an opposing view, send me resources, send me vids, send me charts, send me anything that can help me just learn. Right? Oh, I want to watch this too. This Michael Saylor guy, this guy's an absolute, like, I don't know how to describe him. If you don't know who Michael Saylor is, Michael Saylor has a business called, Boogie donate. Michael Saylor has this business called MicroStrategies. The entire business of MicroStrategies is to buy levered Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up 100%, like his business's stock goes up like 500%, something crazy like that. But let's see what Warren Buffett has to say about Bitcoin.
I just want to ask you about that because it sparks so much controversy, and particularly on Twitter and some of the places where you might expect people who are trading in cryptocurrency to be.
But this is also what's crazy. I'm sorry, I know you guys are going to be mad at me. But we keep pausing and stopping because like this is such a dynamic conversation. Bitcoin was at $9,000 when Warren Buffett said that it was a rat poison turd squared. Now it's at $90,000. It's 10x since Buffett came out and said it was a piece of crap. I don't know. A lot of silly people have made money, apparently.
Be pretty loud about what they heard.
Like entire economies.
What is it about Bitcoin that gets you guys so fired up?
Well, when you buy a farm, you look at the crop every year and what prices are, and you decide whether it was a satisfactory investment. I mean, you look to the asset itself and what it produces for you. When we buy a business, we look at what the business earns and decide how we feel about it in terms of what we paid. But we are buying something that at the end of the period, we not only have what we bought in the first place, but we have something that the asset produced. And when you buy non-productive assets, all you're counting on is whether the next person is going to pay you more because they're even more excited about another next person coming along. But the asset itself is creating nothing. One of the interesting things, for example, is gold.
Like the asset itself is creating nothing. It's simply just a piece of paper that people have broken down into like 27 million pieces and assigned a price on it originally. And then there's become an aftermarket exchange of that same pieces of paper for different prices based on what everyone else perceives as like the true value of it. But it produces nothing.
If you go back to the time of Christ and you look at how many hours of labor you had to give up, in order to buy an ounce of gold, and you take it forward to now, you'll find the compound rate maybe 1/10 or 2/10 of 1%. You know, and then you have to insure it during that time and make sure somebody doesn't steal it from you and everything. But it doesn't produce anything. And productive assets, you can pay too much for a productive asset. But I bought a farm in the 1980s, and every year look at how much it produced the way of soybeans and corn. And at the end of that period, I've still got the farm, and I've gotten some significant income off of it. Apartment house, operating business. But if you and I buy various cryptocurrencies, they're not going to multiply. They're not going to be a bunch of rabbits sitting there in front of us. They're just going to sit there. And I got to hope next time you get more excited after I bought it from you, and then maybe I'll get more excited and buy it from you. And actually, we could sit in the house by ourselves, and we could keep running up the price between the two of us. But at the end of the time, there's one Bitcoin sitting there, and now we got to find somebody else. And they come to an end. I mean, those.
So, that's a greater fool theory. That's what you're saying.
Well, it's buying something because you expect the pool of people who want to buy it because they want to sell it to somebody else will grow, and it's wonderful because it does create a rising price, does create more buyers, and people think I've got to get in on this, and it's better if they don't understand it. That's the other thing about non-productive. If you don't understand it, you get much more excited than if you understand it. I mean, if you buy a bond that says it's going to pay you 4% a year, you're not going to get any pleasant surprises. It's just going to pay you 4%.
Okay, now it's just you rambling. Does that make sense? Nate says, I feel like crypto is like business. Crypto is the exciting tech startup where stock market indexes is like buying a boring business. I said that? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The exciting tech startup. And if anyone knows anything about tech startups, 99% of them fail over the very, very, very long term. Versus buying index funds, boring businesses, that stuff just never fails. It's like buying a boring business. No boring business is your quote. Oh yeah, that's my quote. Appreciate that. So now we know what Buffett thinks about crypto. What do you think about crypto? Now it's time to vote. It's time to vote. A long or short crypto? Where are we at with it? Be very honest. If anybody in here is short crypto, you got to tell me why in the chat. You got to tell me why in the chat. And as we did that, we're going to check out what else is happening in the world. Most of you all are short crypto. Okay. Let's see what crypto is at, by the way. Let's see. Where is Are we long or short crypto? Most of you all are saying short. Most of y'all are saying short. This is crazy. I mean, like, people have made a lot of money. Entire economies have been stimulated off of crypto. Miami, the underlying growth of some of Miami's economy is crypto. Puerto Rico is the crypto tax haven, right? I just don't get it though. Like it's been around since 2016, right? For almost 15,000%. But it's produced literally nothing in terms of like true value or productivity. It's all speculative, I think. But this is a wild clip. I'm not gonna lie, this is a wild clip. And the thing is, you gotta realize though, it's like jumping into crypto, you can't expect that like the returns you got from this 6,000% returns. You can't expect that at these levels, right? For something to grow and to increase another 20,000%, do you know what that value needs to be? That's insane. So now, like, crypto positioning today, the net new returns you can expect at most, what? 15, 20%? Like, how did crypto perform over the course of a year? It was down 7%. Like, down 7% a year. Like, have we topped out of crypto? Over 5 years, it's done 125%. When in 5 years, you literally could have bought NVIDIA, a true operating business, the backbone of artificial intelligence. Went up 1,300%. I don't know, chat. I think Bitcoin is dead. Crypto is dead. Put your money in AI. Just kidding. Maybe not AI. AI is getting overvalued too. But, bruh, just forget about that. Just do this. It's easy money. Easy money, right? You're chilling. Look, if you bought an index fund, which is a basket of stocks, and the SPY, so you get a piece of every productive business, like top 500 business in the stock market, you would have gotten close to what Bitcoin got you in 5 years. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And max, like I like that. I'm not greedy, right? I'm not trying to make $1 billion in a weekend, right? I'm not trying to gamble with my money. I'm trying to be smart. I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to build me a slow portfolio. You know what I'm saying? And you can just buy things like this. Or if you want to like spice it up, buy Buffett, right? Buy a share of Warren Buffett. You know what I'm saying? Buy a share of Warren Buffett and over all time, get you 30,000% return. Lock in, y'all. But 29% of y'all are long crypto. Why? And I'm open to very I'm still open to opposing views. Oh, the more affordable version of Buffett? I think it's Class A or Class C. What is it? One of these classes is I think it's Class B. Yeah, Class B. Oh, TQQQ. Oh, pardon you. What's up, legend? How you doing? What's TQQQ? What is that? Is it the same thing as QQQ? What's the difference between this and this? TQQQ versus... What's the difference? Oh, TQQQ is levered? Oh, TQQQ is 3x levered? Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. TQQQ. Low key? Low key? See, the thing is with leveraged stocks, I gotta find that Twitter post to show you guys. But the thing about leveraged stocks is that eventually you start to like not perform over the long haul as good as the underlying asset, right? Like if we compare these two over the long haul, I think QQQ and TQQQ almost are equivalent. So 23,000% versus... Oh, well, that refutes it. It's literally 20x. One of these, it was something NVDA. Like if you look at this, 5 years, 1,300% versus NVDL, right? 5 years, it's like almost double it. Well, I guess it kind of does it. Oh, Google Finance. Yeah. Oh, dang. Wait, this is sick. I've never used this. Yo, Max, appreciate it, legend. We can add a watch list and everything to this? Oh, sick. Oh, we're about to be traders. Oh, snap. I don't even know what to do with this. Hold on. Okay, wait, let's go to TQQQ. Yeah, pull that up. And then, ooh, compare. Yo, Max just turned me into a trader. Okay. I like that. Let's get year to date, 1 year. You see what I'm saying? It's like the dips are like they start to converge eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like it starts to converge. It gets to a point where it's like the volatility in the levered asset starts to then converge with like the underlying stability of the actual operating business. The reason why I say that, I was a degenerate 2 years ago. I bought NVIDIA, but I didn't buy regular NVIDIA. I bought NVDL. Apologies for the sniffles, guys. We're battling a code here. I bought this. I bought it around here and sold it around here. Or like, not even that. I think I made like, how much did I make? I think I made literally 2 or 3x my money. Something around here. Or was it? Oh, it was around here. It was 2024 when I bought it, actually. My bad, guys. It's like this. How did I see my return? Yeah. Okay, so this is it here. Ooh, we gotta zoom in. So I'm on VDL in like August or September 2024. And I sold it around the end of the year for tax purposes. And I made like 80%. And then I rotated it into Google. Investors Daily had a good discussion on TQQQQ. Just want to watch long. Pardon you, what's your number one asset right now? What are you thinking? Also, don't let me get too distracted, guys. We got to we have to actually build a business. Not build a business, buy a business. How do I do this? You gotta buy a business, y'all. Yeah, we gotta buy a business today. Not buy one, but 90 days. I gotta show you all in 90 days how to buy a business. All right. Let's do it. All right, so we're short crypto. We're short silver. What is the number one investment we need to be making in 2026? Put your best idea in the chat. Best ideas in the chat. As I pull up our 90-day plan for buying a business. Metals. Ooh, which one? Is there a metals ETF? Let's see, top metals ETF. XME? Let's see, XME. I keep pressing year to date. Like year to date, literally isn't 2 days ago. 87% last year. Metals went crazy. Pardon you, which metal? Or which index? For some reason, I feel like Pardon You is a hedge fund investor. I feel like Pardon You and Max are both public market treadlords. They just speak that language, you know? You can just tell when someone's like about that life. They just seem like they're about that life. Okay. Business in 90 days. We're about to get y'all together. Buy a business in 90 days. You guys excited for that? All right, let's get you going. Let's get you going. All right, that is our. I think for metals, if I'm being very honest, I just think structurally, there were some things that were off in 2025 when it comes to like all metals. I think there was just like economic dislocation. I think a lot of industries had like very wild setups operationally and in the supply chain and like raw materials. I think there was just like a large influx of speculation. And it seems as if like 2025 performance is nothing like long-term operating average performance. Right? 2006. Oh well, we can't explain that because that's literally the financial crisis. Right? But like looking at a chart like that looks very scary. Richard, you'll learn a lot about investing. Richard, we're cooking. We're going to be cooking this year when it comes to investing. If you just tune in, hang out with us, and just like poke around, ask questions, vote on the polls, see what we do with Chat Capital, you're going to learn so much about investing. But what Warren Buffett says, be greedy when people are fearful, and be fearful when people are greedy. There's a lot of greed here. A lot of greed. Like, folks are seeing, my thesis is when you start hearing about an asset too much on Twitter, in your barbershop, in the Uber, at Thanksgiving, it's time to short it. That's my thoughts. Right? If you start hearing all these other finance YouTubers making a bunch of vids about, oh, buy, boom, 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 odds are they already made their money on that. Right? I don't know where we are in overall sort of like greed index, but things are very expensive now. Like I would be pretty cautious. There was a Howard Marks thoughts on just like overall value. Right? Let's see. Howard Marks on markets. He said something about what did he say? Scraping social media. That would be really cool. Ooh, this is a good one. Is it a bubble? This is a really good one. This is a really good one. Ayush Gupta, I appreciate you subscribing. Welcome to the fam. Thank you. That's what we're about to do. We're about to take this in the whole thing. Because we don't have time for that. I'm about to read this whole thing. If I recommend everyone do here, I'll post in the chat. Everybody should read this. Yeah, this is your weekend homework. Read this. I think everybody should read this, okay? But what we're going to do, we're going to ask ChatGPT to summarize this. Oh, gotta log in. Here we go to regular ChatGPT. Still have to log in? Log it in ChatGPT, y'all. We're about to summarize ChatGPT. Attach files. Downloads. Not that. Where is that? Download this. Is it a bubble? Toss this thing in there. Is there an option to stay logged out? Maybe. All right, here we go. All right. Plain English. Great technologies often create terrible investments, especially at the wrong price. Dang. AI is real, the enthusiasm might not be. So Howard Marks essentially is saying that there's a lot of hype around AI, but the business models around AI may not be generating the good enough returns that we really need. That's where it gets tricky. Right? Inflection bubble. So he said this back in December. And he was talking about AI fits squarely in the second bucket. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I told you to summarize this. They're giving me like literally another paper. Boom. All right. He would not chase hot AI stocks. He would not buy something like that. Low cost index fund. You see how boring this response is? But it's actually kind of true. It actually works. Invest in yourself. Okay. Act as if we're a hedge fund. Chat capital. What is the tactical play based on, not Munger. Let's get tactical here. This is what they're saying. He's not calling a top. He's not saying get out. He's just saying returns going forward just aren't going to be as good as it was historically. Enthusiasm is really high. Capital discipline is eroding. People are getting a little antsy. If you want to see how capital is eroding, just follow VC. And as you can see, VC is starting to get into like holdcos. VCs are starting to like do all kinds of things. When VC starts doing what VC is not supposed to do, that's how you know we're kind of hitting the top of the market. VC is trying to come into my space. They're trying to like literally go buy boring businesses. Like we get offers from VCs like, hey, can we like back Dreamline? And I'm like, don't you buy seed stocks? Like seed businesses? Or like, don't you do like Series A, Series B? Why are you trying to buy a cash flowing laundromat? Doesn't make sense. Apologies if there's any VCs in the chat. I just don't know what you do. Just kidding. All right. So according to this, we should find businesses where AI is a margin enhancer. Labor efficiencies, pricing, customer acquisition, right? I like that. A great example is trying to find a business that does like logistics and using AI to make the logistics more efficient and your margins better. I like that. Find the dominant AI platforms, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Google. Hold exposure to those, but understand you need to cap your upside and monetize volatility. What that means is don't think you're going to make all your money on these, but just have exposure because they're the index to the trend. But when there is a little bit of crazy hype and enthusiasm and volatility, start crystallizing some returns. And the real bubble is not AI, it's AI leverage. Now they're talking. Debt-funded data centers, SPVs, circular revenue, vendor financing. Okay. So this is where a lot of folks institutionally are going to be losing some bread. Okay. All right. Short leverage, not an innovation. Okay. In every historical inflection bubble, the tech survives, the infrastructure gets overbuilt, the equity resets, the debt holders bleed. Chat capital wants long patience, long optionality, short fragility. I like that. You see how we just turned AI into our analysts? Now we just got to tell it put it into a deck. I like that. Are we aligned? Are we aligned with ChatMD? This is solid. Think of this as all of our personal analysts, right? But like I said, this is like good reading. Like every time Howard Marks has a memo go out, Warren Buffett reads it. That's how good this guy is. He's one of the greatest investors on the credit side of our entire lifetime. If Warren Buffett is an amazing, like, long-oriented value investor in operating businesses, Charlie Munger is the GOAT at, like, credit, meaning, like, lending to businesses. All right, so that is that. Now, let's pivot to talking about how to actually buy a business. Well, I know that's where a lot of you guys are here from. Buying businesses. Let's vote in the poll. How do we feel about buying businesses? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Do we buy businesses in 2026? Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Are we buying boring businesses? And while we do that, let me pull up our fancy handy dandy how to buy a business in 90 days. What are we saying in the polls? What are we saying in the polls? All right. Who's that, Ashton? What's up, legend? You just got home? Nah, you didn't miss much. We just became young masters of the universe. We're about to literally make a 90-day plan. All right, wait. You know what? Let's do. How many days are in a week? 7? Okay, so 90. 7. How many weeks we got? Boom, it's 13 weeks. 13 weeks. Boom. Still got it as if I'm a first year analyst. Let's freaking rock, y'all. Align. Let's get it. Chat capital. About to turn this. Boom. Uh-huh. What are y'all saying? What are y'all saying? Someone said no? Don't buy a business in 2026? Okay. Why? What y'all think? Richard's like shaking my head. No, there could be some merit. There could be some merit. Before we jump into this, there was literally someone in the Discord. I don't know if Sam's in here. Sam, you in here? Someone in the Discord put a really, really, really interesting article in the Discord that said 10 reasons to absolutely not buy a business. Let's dive into each of these. And this is from the Yale School of Management, trying to give an educated, well-articulated warning to future business buyers as to why they should not go buy businesses. ETA stands for Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition, becoming an entrepreneur, aka CEO, by buying an asset. And here are the top 10 reasons why MBA students should not buy a business. Number 1, failure lurks at every juncture. Failure in sourcing, failure in diligence, like missing something, failure in actually paying the right or wrong price for an asset, failure from when you actually own the business, not doing something really well. Like, you could just buy a business and it absolutely fails after you own it. That's some scary stuff. Next, number 2, searching for and operating a small business can be excruciatingly difficult. They just sound soft. Next, number 3, investors might not provide the support and mentorship expected. That is understandable because a lot of folks are out here going to buy businesses and raising capital to purchase those businesses. And a lot of folks from MBA programs are going to family offices and ultra high net worth people saying, hey, I found a great cash flowing IT services or HVAC business. Can you provide the support? And they're just like, they just give them capital and they just like let them figure it out themselves. But if you're going to go buy a business, you need to be as ready as you can to do everything yourself. So number 3 is like they're soft again. Number 4, regardless of the outcome, the ETA path can test a marriage and family dynamics. I'm not married. Number 5, just kidding. I know you guys got some kids and stuff in here. And our absolute legend MVP of the day has 2 twins. Shout out to CPT Jimmy Jams. Just know this. So like CPT Jimmy Jams, if you want to go buy a business this year, definitely do it the right way. Don't over lever it, and ensure that you're aligned with your partner and your family around this is the type of building that I want to do. All right. Number 5, the geographic challenges and constraints can have a large implications. I don't know what this means. Geographic challenges and constraints can have large implications. Now they're just coming up with fluff. I don't even think they know what they're talking about here. All right. Number 6, if someone really wants to be an investor, they should just be an investor. Yeah, no crap, Sherlock. Number 7, this is a very lonely and isolating path, even with a partner. This just sounds like someone that went through a personally bad experience and wrote a paper on it, right? Like, that's what this sounds like. This sounds like someone that went through the absolute ringer trying to buy a business. Hey, I respect it. It's not easy. Like, a lot of folks go through this and they think, oh, it's so fun. It's this and that. It's lonely. It's hard. It's difficult. Of course it is. That's like, you're not buying like a lollipop from the candy shop. You're buying an operating business. Whoever wrote this, who wrote this? Let's not call them out. Number 8. Once a company is acquired, the CEO might be stuck. That's good. But I would rephrase this as, once a company is acquired, you could have bought yourself a job. You might have bought yourself a job. I think that's one of like the best ways I'll phrase that. Number 9, the financial opportunity is not that convincing. Okay. That's fair. The financial opportunity cost is high. All right, let's see what else they say. So this is very interesting here. This is the chart that Stanford came out with that shows the probability of outcomes, right? This says, for people that went through a search, like spent time trying to pursue a search of finding a business, they said that they dedicated like a year, I think, to going to find a business. And, hold on. Chat, y'all still hear me? We rolling? All right, good. I just had to click record. We might turn this into a YouTube segment. Should we turn this into a YouTube segment? Should we? Huh? All right, we're going to turn this into a YouTube segment. Everybody say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube in the chat. Say hi, YouTube. You're going to watch me make a live YouTube video. It's going to be hilarious. All right, let's get it. So Yale came out with an exciting paper that says the 10 reasons why someone should definitely not go buy a business. Let's try to figure out how real or BS this paper is to see if you should or should not buy a business. Let's check it out. As you can see from the top 10 reasons why MBA students should not go buy an MBA. Okay, first red flag there is MBA students. These are folks that are 25 to 30 years old on average, trying to go out and say, hey, I spent 2 years working in consulting or investment banking, and I think I'm ready to buy a business. Well, let me tell you something, little Charlie. You're not. Right? That's the first red flag. But let's talk about the 10 reasons why you should not buy a business. Number 1, failure lurks at every juncture. That's fair. What does that mean? On the sourcing side, on the diligence side, on the financing side, and the closing side, there's definitely areas for failure. But more importantly, I think the larger failure is once you own a business, no one knows what could happen operationally with that company. Could possibly collapse. You can buy into a bankrupt prone business. So that's okay. I somewhat agree with that. Number 2, searching for and operating a small business can be excruciatingly difficult. Like I said, you're not buying lollipops at the candy store. You're buying an operating business. It should not be easy. If it was easy, literally everyone and their mama would be going to buy businesses. But what about number 3? Investors might not provide the support and mentorship expected. This sounds personal. It sounds as if someone went into this process of searching for a company, expecting someone to hold their hand, and turns out they didn't. So this sounds personal. I don't agree with number 3. Number 4, regardless of the outcome, the ETA path can test a marriage and a family dynamics. Absolutely 100%. I think it's best for folks that absolutely have no responsibilities. Shoot or shoot. But if you do have responsibilities, make sure your entire ecosystem is aligned. Number 5, geographic challenges and constraints can have large implications. It's best if you search in areas that you know. Like, don't try to buy a business in Florida if you live in Alaska. I just don't think it's especially for your first business. And if this is your first time ever in the investing world or business world, stick to the geography that you know. Number 6, if someone really wants to be an investor, they should just be an investor. I don't agree with this. I think being a searcher and trying to find a business to buy is literally just like being an investor. And you learn so much from that process that like nothing else teaches you. Maybe they're saying go be a hedge fund investor or work in private equity, like get a 9 to 5. No, because you're literally doing the exact same work. The work that I'm doing to build Dreamline is 100% what I was doing at KKR and Blackstone. The exact same job with less BS, by the way, and less admin work. Number 7, this is a lonely and isolating path, even with a partner. That sounds personal. This guy didn't manage his time effectively. Once a company is acquired, the CEO might be stuck. That's fair. But what number 8 is really trying to say is that there is a danger and a risk of you buying yourself a job and not buying yourself a business. Meaning you're finding and sourcing a company that is owner operated, and odds are you are having to work every single day in that job. Number 9, the financial opportunity is not that convincing. Wrong. I think it's incredibly lucrative if you do it the right way. And then number 10, the financial opportunity cost is high. Yeah, I don't agree with that one either. The financial opportunity cost of leaving your dollars in real estate, that's high. Leaving it in an index fund, you definitely know you found yourself a really good, high, profitable cash flowing business that has strong free cash flow yield. That's an opportunity cost. This guy just didn't structure his investments correctly. So respectfully, I don't agree with this paper. 10 reasons why MBA students should shun ETA. I just think these are just 10 reasons why MBA students should just focus on class and not buying businesses. Right? YouTube, what do you agree with me? Yes or no? Should MBA students be going out buying businesses? I don't think so. I think people with operating experience should go buy businesses. I think people that have 5-10 years plus of investing experience should go buy businesses. I think people that have spent time dedicated in a particular niche or area should go buy businesses, not students yet. Unless they are trained by Kenny Finance, right? If they're tuned into our live streams, that makes sense for them to go buy businesses. But like Richard, for example, in the chat, Richard is a prime example for someone to go out and purchase and acquire dog grooming businesses. Why? Because he has spent probably a large chunk of his career operating a dog grooming business. He understands the customer dynamics. He understands the business operations. He understands what it takes to actually launch a successful marketing campaign. He understands where to deploy dollars in areas that have high return on invested capital. Yeah, I know nothing about dog grooming. Does it make sense for me to go acquire one? No, not at all. Now, granted, I might find an interesting cash flowing asset on paper, and I'm like, hey, Richard, do you want to be the CEO of this platform? Or can you help me with diligence? Now, looping in the right folks with strong intelligence, that might make sense. But simply leaving class at 3 p.m. and expecting to go buy a business by 7? L's in the chat. That is not going to work out. It's not going to work out. All right. But Stanford came out with a really exciting chart, like decision tree kind of, that just shows the search fund probability outcomes. For folks that have spent a year pursuing a search, what their outcomes were, and if this is like a space that works. This is really cool data that says for people that actually concluded a search, majority actually ended up buying a business. And out of the majority that ended up buying a business, 73% of them actually made money on that investment. Now, this is what's really cool. What's really cool is that for those that actually ended up making money buying an investment, 10% of them made 10 times their money. That's insane. Granted, it took them a while. It took them 10 years. 70% of them said 10 years. But all the way on the other end, 30% made between 1 to 2 times return on their money within like a 5-year period. That's pretty impressive. But the real thing is, the one that matters is 73% plus have actually made money when pursuing and trying to buy a business. That's pretty impressive. I like those odds that there is a chance that I could pursue a search, buy a business, get a gain, and have a 10% odds of getting a 10x return. And these are just students trying this. You can bet your butt I'm going to try this. I know what I'm doing, right? But this is where it gets a little scary. 27% lost money. Now, there's probably some data in this paper that talks about how they lost money. But this just goes to show that, like, this is like real deal. But for the loss, it's only partial loss of their dollars. Meaning they either like were able to like still manage the business and just like lose partial capital, or they sold it for either at the same price or a little bit lower, or they had difficulty paying down their SBA loan, whatever that might be. But only 37% of the 27% lost everything. Still tough. Odds are these are the folks that spent 1 year at McKinsey and then tried to buy HVAC businesses. That's my bet. That's my bet. So there you have it. This is the paper, and this is the outcome. But I think the most important takeaway here: students should remain students unless they have considerably spent a large chunk of their career in an operating sector or in an investing capacity or in a business capacity to where they truly understand the industry dynamic, customer dynamics, as well as what makes an industry tick. Buying a business is one of the most difficult things in the entire world, besides being a YouTuber. And it should not be taken lightly. Now, if you can do it successfully with the right training, with the right resources, with the right knowledge, with the right sector preference, with the right geography, with the right management team in place, with the right diligence, with the right financing structure, it is one of the greatest ways of unlocking incredible generational wealth. But it does come with some risk. But these odds, based on this, I'm letting it rip. I'm putting it all on black. Let's roll. But that's me personally, because I know this space. So if there's any students in the chat, stay in school. Listen to your professors. Go to office hours. Get good grades. And then go buy a business. After you spend some time in that space or sector, or you've spent an entire 5, 10 plus years studying one particular niche till you understand everything there is to know. All right? So W's in the chat. If you're looking to buy a business, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. But do it with caution, all right? Because buying business isn't for everybody. But if it's for you, put it all on black. All right, that was fun. Wow, we really recorded a video in the live stream. I don't know if I should use that. Maybe. Was it a W? Oh, Derek, what's up? What's up, champ? Wait, W or L on that video? Should we upload that? Maybe we'll put it on our VOD channel. Did you guys like it? I tried to make it like storytelling and add a little bit of like extra emotion to it. And that was literally fresh off the dome. No script, no nothing. Oh, pardon you, says W. Hey, I like that. We'll try to do more of those. But just like really making our videos from here. Hey, Juan's in here. What's up, Juan? Hey, I appreciate y'all. That's a W video. And it keeps it real too. It keeps it real. Like this data is like, it's like some wild stuff in here, dog. But, all right. Now, we have to have a opinion on buying a wind farm. All right, so that's a really good question. Reagan, how we doing? How we doing, Reagan? And hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. But buying a wind farm. What scares me about wind farms is this. And this is not a political channel. This is simply like a thought on the economy. Okay, so Trump wind turbine impact, something like that. Things like this. Let's read this together. Think of the Washington Monument. It's sitting on the surface of the sea with blades as long as a football field slowly spinning. It's futuristic and white with... Okay, no. Let's get to the point. Coastal Virginia offshore wind. Oh, wait, let me look it up. I'll zoom in so y'all can see it. And this is like a crazy story, by the way. This happened like in the last 2 or 3 weeks. There was like some type of like executive order or something that happened that like instantly made all the projects that were working on this offshore wind project like paused and like disbanded. So Coastal Virginia offshore wind, America's largest planned offshore wind farm, was then being built around about 27 miles east of Virginia Beach. It's slated to power up 660,000 homes in a region with the highest concentration of data centers in the world. Like, it sounds very promising, and it makes a lot of sense, and it's good, clean energy. With energy demand skyrocketing, electricity costs rising, Virginia needs the last construction push on this project to go smoothly. The developer, Dominion Energy, they're a large developer, by the way, promised the turbines will start feeding the grid by March 2026. How quickly things fell apart. This is where it gets wild. Last week, the Trump administration ordered a pause on all 5 in-progress offshore wind projects in America, including Virginia's, citing unspecified risk to national security. I don't know if I agree on that, but yeah, that's probably like a BS excuse. But it was the largest blow yet to a once growing industry that Trump has brought to its knees in just 11 months. While Trump spent much of 2025 slowing the incredible rise of renewables, his unrelenting war on so-called windmills has been vicious and personal. See, this is like wild. So literally with that executive order, the entire projects, like funding, employees, like if you go to like these offshore winds, it probably looks like a ghost, like a zombie apocalypse area. Everyone's like, because no one's going to work on this if they're not getting paid for it. And this executive order cut off all types of like funding and government support for this. And the key is these things are so expensive that private dollars on its own are not funding it. So it has to have a large influx of publicly funded dollars for these projects, for infrastructure projects. And with that executive order, zip, they're gone. And I don't know about you, but if I'm spending 12 hours out of my day working on a dang wind farm and my paycheck just got like evaporated, I'm not working on that. No one's working on that. No one's going to finish it. So Reagan, I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying like that's the latest of what's happening, especially in renewables. Now here's a play, right? If I were a like opportunistic investor and I had a little bit of an eye of like what's going to happen in the next election, or if I assume that like we're going to go from like a more conservative election or conservative administration to a more liberal administration, and I would assume that different administration is like super green and super pro renewables, it is literally like clearance track for all these renewable assets, solar, wind, hydro, all kinds of things, right? These things you can probably buy for like pennies on the dollar now. So I think this is a pretty attractive spot for a lot of distressed investors. If I were like a hardcore tactical opportunities, distressed best situation style of investor, I would be buying up so much of these unfinished renewable projects, buying them, stripping them for its raw materials, and selling on the spot market all of its like underlying silver, aluminum, all kinds of things, because the metal markets are at all-time highs. I will make so much bread doing that. That's the play that I would do. And that's just like freestyling off the top of the dome. W thesis. But Reagan, what do you think? Damn, Reagan says, damn, all right, sold a bulk of silver I saved since I was 10. So that's some capital I can allocate. You must have made a killing if you just sold some silver. Great timing, by the way, Reagan. Great timing. And once again, apologies for the sniffles. You're thinking between a wind farm or a parking lot? Buy the parking lot, bro. Buy the parking lot. Like, I'm from Detroit. If I could, like, buy up parking lots in downtown Detroit, knowing that, like, the demand for that city is doing nothing but increasing. Like, people trying to visit downtown, parking for games, for the Lions, for the Tigers, the Pistons, and I can just slowly increase parking spots. That's a W play. The key is, like, buy parking spots in areas that are low key right now, but are primed to have a bunch of development. I think that's a really good thesis. All of my McDonald's paychecks went in from high school, went into silver. What a dog. Reagan, you are the GOAT. Reagan is a beast. Hustling all throughout high school, working at First of all, McDonald's pays a bag. By the way. McDonald's pays a bag. Like, the stuff that I see, like, in California, it's like $20 an hour. Oh, Tech Maestro, what's up, legend? Welcome to the chat. What your age and what is your net worth in 2026? Me or you? Or Reagan? I'm pushing 30. And I got about $100 to my name. Times 100 million. JK, we'll do a whole, like, net worth tracker together soon. And wait on this deal to close, because it's going to be a drastically different number once that deal is closed. Wish me luck, guys. We just got news this week, or actually today, from the banker that this person is that I'm buying this business from is kickstarting, like, one of the most important legal parts of our deal on Monday, and that will kickstart our closing for like a 2 to 3 weeks. So Debbie's in the chat. Wish me luck on that. That'll be epic. It's for my exciting business that I've been working on for literally 5 months. That's how long the search can be. I was looking for 5 months, and this deal died 2 times. So, wish me luck, guys. I got so distracted. Reagan, did that help? About wind farms? Just be very careful, bro. I don't know where you're based at. Like, if you're US or if you're in Europe, this is a whole different conversation. If you're in Africa, this is a whole different conversation. If you're in Asia, a whole different conversation. This is like US renewables. So it's a whole different dynamic. But if you're sitting on cash after selling your silver, I would put it in an index fund right now just to, like, collect growth as you, like, sit and think through DCs. But let's do some sourcing. Give me a state. Somebody give me a state. You're in Canada? All right, we'll go to Canada. We're going to find you a business in Canada. All right? Find you a business in Canada. Let's assume that you only want to pay $500,000 max. And if I were to figure out, like, cash flow wise, I would probably only do, because you can kind of, like, imply a multiple by this filter. If I'm only willing to pay up to $500,000 and I only want a business that is doing $100,000 of cash flow minimum, that implies that for this particular, like, search, I only want to find a business that at max is selling at a 5 times multiple. Juan, the data analyst legend. Here's looking to buy a boring semi-absentee business. Realistically, how much cash should I save for a down payment to get started? Any advice is appreciated. I would, honestly, in today's environment, I would try to save at least 30 to 50% of equity for down payment. Whether that's to fund the initial deal or to fund working capital after the deal is closed, just to be super safe, whatever that purchase price is for the business, I think it makes sense to have 30 to 50% of the purchase price of the business just in cash. Or, like, some type of, like, liquidable assets. That's what I would say. One. I know it sounds wild. And it's like, oh my goodness, but it's safe, right? It's very safe. All right. Let's rock. Let's cook. Let's find a business. All right, Reagan. Like, just simulate with me. All right, just assume that you're looking at this search. We're in Canada. We're gonna find you a business to buy. All right. So we're in Canada. We're looking to pay max $500,000, and we're looking for cash flow of $100,000 plus. Siding renovation. This is solid, but it's a franchise. We're not looking for franchises right now. Franchises are good, but it kind of caps your growth. Ooh. Off the rip. I like that. All right. We're going to open a bunch of these in other tabs. Can you guys see it? Should I zoom in? I'll zoom in. That's a lot better, right? Music and art school. Now we're cooking. I like that. Especially if this is in a higher net worth community and area where a lot of people are looking to invest in their kids' extracurriculars after school. That is a booming sector right now. Extracurriculars. Like soccer leagues, like sports leagues for schools, all kinds of things. Commercial and residential cleaning. Okay. Profitable Play-Doh online? No, stay away from that with a 10-foot pole. Profitable import and export business? You're too exposed to sort of like macro tariffs and overall export-import volume. One bad thing from Trump or one bad thing from China can just cut off that whole business for like 3 months. High margin, low overhead home services industry, #1 in industry. Well, what is it? That's so vague. When it's very vague like this, you can tell that they're capping. Barbecue, food truck, and catering business for sale. That is cool, but what's going to stop someone? Find a ballet teacher and you're golden? Literally, yeah. And you don't even have to run it. Have everything ran on like Gusto. Have all of the parents pay online in a subscription. But like just have a ballet teacher and they just like check in students and just make sure that they're, ethical and like doing good teaching. And then your thing is just printing cash. And you pay your ballet teacher a little, 50, 60 grand a year to teach 2 hours a week. You just print cash. Genius. I'm giving you guys way too much game for free. Sub up or smash that like button. Okay. You see, there's a lot of like exterior house detail companies. Like theoretically, it prints cash, but it's like the moat is just so low. Like what would stop, pardon you, from going to Ontario, finding a pressure washer, like an institutional grade pressure washer, and going house to house and literally saying, hey, I know you're paying this other business $100 per job. I would do it half the time for $75. Instantly, your customers are gone, right? What are you supposed to do with that? What are you supposed to do with that? You're chalked. Takeover opportunity? Event decor? Nah. I don't know about this. Maybe. Let's double click into that. We'll see. Apparel wholesaler? Nah. Oh, here we go. Indoor soccer business. Clear moat. I think I added this to one of my videos, by the way. Well-known bar and restaurant. Turnkey health and supplemental retail store. I would get rid of this. Why would you buy something like this when you can literally go buy it on Amazon? If you can get your Orgain on Amazon instead of buying it at this retail store, doesn't make any sense. Boom, boom, Richard. We found you a tuck-in acquisition here in Ontario, Waterloo. Richard, expand the business out to Waterloo. We're going to open that up for Richard. Richard, we're about to build you $1 billion franchise, bro. Just because you're loyal. Richard's been here every day so far, chat. W Richard. W Richard for showing up every day. And by the way, guys, we're also going to be next week in Vegas. We're going to CES. If you're new here for the first stream, we're going to have an exciting IRL segments in Vegas next week at CES. We're checking out the coolest futuristic technology. W Richie Rich. Yeah, I like that. That's a good nickname for him. All right. Recruitment. Okay, let me just do like a speed run. This is like my video game. No, because like anybody can get a golf simulator. Video production. Nope. AI is gonna do a lot of video production soon. Gar floor franchising. Garage flooring. Organic European artisan bakery. No. Uniform distributor. Actually interesting. Okay. Smart home automation. Not really. Some like people. It's not an essential need. People don't care that much. Established lawn care company. Maybe. 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. breakfast and lunch. Not that differentiated. Like I stay away like as far as I can from food stuff, guys. It's really hard to make money there over the 30-year period. Like my criteria is we literally want to own a business for 50 years with no disruption from competitors, no disruption from technology. We want to sit and print cash every year for 50 years. A repair shop, I like this. Why? Regardless if we have flying cars or like boring gas-driven cars, if it gets messed up, you still got to take it to a repair shop. And you can start raising your prices because of how much you got to pay your people, because this is such a rare skill set. I like that. CPA, I don't know. And it's in French. Quebec. Driving school. How do we feel about driving schools? Like, for the young bulls in here, do you still have to go to driving school? Wait, this low-key could be a thesis. Driving schools. We should just roll up driving schools in the U.S. Yo, Boogie, write this one down. Boogie, this could be a really good thesis, by the way. Roll up driving schools. You think it's overvalued? Yeah, look at the multiple, though. The multiple is going for like 4 times. Oh, snap. Someone found a 30-year furniture business doing $1 million a year. Send the link. Drop the link. I won't buy it. I won't be competitive since you found it first. Drop the link. We'll review it together. But I honestly think the driving school thesis could be something. Am I just being crazy? Wait, we're going to do a poll. A poll on driving schools. Poll on driving schools, guys. Poll. I like these polls. It allows for us to be very interactive. Let me tell you why driving schools are an amazing thesis. Number one, it's not going anywhere. If anyone is going to be sitting in the car on the road, they need to learn the laws and regulations and proper ways to drive. And there aren't that many like crazy huge national franchises. Like my driving school teacher was some random dude in like a church that made us watch videos and then take an exam. Everyone needs to drive. And it is legally required to understand like the rules and regulations, y'all. I think this is a thesis. I think we literally found one of the most what is this called? I think it's one of the most low-key roll-up segments that hasn't been rolled up that much yet. All right, vote buy or pass on the poll. Are we rolling up driving schools? What do you think? And this is just my preliminary thesis. If you think it's a bad idea, put it in the chat. Oh, it's 50-50. Oh, snap. It's more competitive than I thought. Oh, snap. Most of you guys are saying pass. Spill the deeds. Spill the deeds. Spill the deeds. Let's look at this one. Established in 2020. Over 25 years of consistent operations and community recognition. Strong reputation and brand. Referrals and repeat businesses. You know what's cool? You lock in one parent. Their kids end up being clients. Their friends end up being clients. They want to do it together. You lock in a referral partnership with the school. And next thing you know it, you find a new high school, or what's difficult is like the ability to grow the business, because likely the customer base is what it is. Oh, problem is my age. No seller is going to sell to me. Well, you said you're 19. You'd be surprised. Like if you come with a, like if I were 19 years old and I wanted to think through like how to convince a 70-year-old person to sell me their business, I will show up to their office in a button up in slacks with a 20 to 30 page deck outlining their entire business, why I like it, the operations, the growth strategies, the tuck-in acquisitions, an outline of the financial model that I built for them, as well as the key reasons why I am critical to enable the next leg of growth for this business. Anybody, regardless of age, can do something like that. The fact that you all, majority says, pass on rolling up driving schools? Wow. But I like that, though. You keep me on my toes. Keep me on my toes. All right. I guess we're not buying driving schools. Keep on moving, Kenny. The owner has other operations to focus on. This is a red flag. This is a red flag. When I deposited the check from when I sold my server, the bank teller literally crapped himself. Get used to it, champ. Get used to it. Oh, pardon you says overvalued? That's facts. This thing is literally going for like 4.5 times. That is pricey. That is pricey. Also, what's going to stop someone from like starting a driving school? Like there's not that many barriers to entry to start a driving school. What about established driving school? All right, we're not doing that. What about the automotive repair shops? How do you even pronounce this? Saskatchewan? This one here is going for like 2.5 times. That's okay. That's actually really good, by the way. Step into the freedom of small town living and be your own boss. I love how they like sell this. I did? Thanks, man. All right, next one. Our next poll. We're going to see if we're going to buy. Oh, wait. Let's pick a really good one. All right, let's pick a really, really good one. All right. Tree care. I'm going to do a quick skim to see like which one should we actually vote on. The music school's a really good one. Commercial residential cleaning. Nah, that's a dumb one. Started in 2017. Why are they selling? Ooh, this one's 2005. Doing 300,000 in cash flow. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Gross revenue 300,000, EBITDA of 300,000. That's how you know they don't know. Their books are wrong. This is a scam. Indoor soccer. Yeah. This thing only operates October to May. That's wild work. Wait, they're indoor though. Oh no, I'm sorry, Richard. We can't do this one. It was established in 2020. Meaning that like they started the business and they're trying to sell it in 5 years. Something doesn't make sense. And they don't even say why they're trying to sell it or get rid of it. Pass. Uniform distribution. That's okay, but like uniforms aren't that differentiated. Wants to pursue different interests. If this thing was making that much cash as much as they say they would, they wouldn't be interested in anything else. Pass. All right. So we're going to decide between the tree care business, the music school, indoor soccer, or the auto repair. Mind you, the auto repair has been around since 1925. Wow. Oh, Canada winter is crazy? That probably makes sense. Okay, I didn't know about that. I kind of did. I'm from Michigan, but I didn't know it was like that crazy. All right, let's keep pushing, keep pushing. All right, so I guess we have 2015. Maybe we have 4. Maybe we vote on 4. Excellent price for a trip. I'm going to take this one off. This one sounds cool in theory. Like, it's really good in theory. Great multiple. 50% margins. Like, it sounds really attractive. The issue is that this one has 2 employees. If we buy this, we're cutting trees. And also, we are likely going to have a license for this. Like, there's like a significant license requirement. Negative 30 degrees Celsius. That is absolutely wild. You will not catch me in Canada in the winter. Not at all, champ. All right, so sorry, vegetation management business, you got to go. Oh, by the way, if anyone knows of a tree trimming business in their area that is cash flowing, been around for 30 plus years, that is doing 750,000 plus a cash flow a year, looking to be sold, DM me on Instagram, and if we actually close on that deal, I'll pay you. That's a thesis that I like. But it has to have an operator in place that is looking to stay around. Dreamline Scouts, Shred Lords. All right. We got the sniffles. Make sure you guys get your vitamin C, guys. All right. So we are going to decide. All right. I have filtered it down into the 3 best businesses in Canada that I think we can buy. A profitable music and art school doing $320,000 of asking price and doing $100,000 of cash flow. Or an indoor soccer business, $360,000 doing $210,000 of cash flow. Literally double the cash flow profile. Or an auto repair shop in Saskatchewan. Similar price, $150,000 of cash flow, but it's been around for literally 100 years. Oh, we need a music professional license? Okay, we're going to keep that in. We're going to consider that. All right, so which one are we buying? 1925 is crazy work. I'm going to put in a poll. Which one are we buying? Are we doing the music and art school? Indoor soccer? Biz? Hold on. Or auto repair shop. Christian Dickey with the sub on YouTube. I appreciate you, legend. Welcome to the fam. We just out here shredding stuff on a Friday night with the boys and girls trying to find businesses. Welcome, Shred Lord. All right. Which one are we doing? All right. The poll is live in 3, 2, 1. While y'all are voting, sub up, and hit that like button. Smart Money Moves, Finance Fridays. What we doing? Let's see what we doing. I used to play soccer, so I'm going with that one. Richard, remove all emotion from this. We are simply focused on cash flow. Remove all emotion, Richard. What are we doing? Shred Lords. Also, I think it might be time. We got a lot of work done today. It might be time for us. I think tomorrow, I'm going live earlier tomorrow, by the way. I'll post an Instagram story about it. But I'm only going to go live for like an hour or 2. And we're going to do our 90-day thing tomorrow. Oh, snap. Yogurt Head with the sub. I appreciate you. Welcome to the fam, Shred Lord. Welcome. What are we doing? Okay. These votes, no one wants to buy the music or the art school. What? No one wants to buy the music or the art school. Wow. This thing has been around for 100 years. That is insane. This thing is going to survive the apocalypse. This thing right here, people just love soccer. People love soccer. It's been around for 13, 14 years. And it's made all that money only October through May. What if the other months we invest a little bit more in our HVAC so that we have like really good heat indoors? Wait, Reagan, Why does it matter, though? It's literally indoors, right? Like, it's literally indoors. Oh, someone wants to buy the music school. But Reagan, why does it matter, though? It's like, there's no heating. Could it be reasonable for us to add heating? Like, how much of our cost is it going to eat up if we add heating, right? It has room for expansion for a daycare center? Yeah. Oh, if anyone knows anything about daycare centers, wink, wink, we are not getting involved in that. That's all I got to say. We ain't touching daycare centers. They're under a lot of fire right now. What are y'all thoughts on that, by the way? You think it's legit? Lauren's like daycare, yeah. This day, I don't know. I don't want to be like a drama YouTuber, but you know, I mean, it's. Oh, Braxton, my mom runs a daycare center. I'm helping her with new acquisition on daycares on Tampa. Solid. You see, Braxton, your mom's daycare center probably has kids that are actually in like the daycare center. And you probably have like funding that is like verified, and you probably good operations, ethical, good legal operations, Braxton. But when I tell you that like a lot of stuff is happening where like, all right, we're gonna like spend 5 seconds. No one clip this. I don't want you all thinking that I'm picking a side on these things. Boom. Here we are. Minnesota fraud. Daycare centers. In Minnesota. Dang! 140 kids at 370. Braxton, is your mom looking for expansion capital from Dreamline Holdings? What we got here? All right, let's watch this clip. Oops. How can we watch the clip? Let's see what's happening.
When snow falls, turn to Fox 9 and track road conditions, closures, and more with the Fox 9 weather app and streaming on Fox Local. News at 10.
And while it may be a new year, the Trump administration is expected to continue its crackdown on allegations of massive fraud in Minnesota and money stolen from taxpayers. Now, several child care centers are being scrutinized. Our So Young Kim joining us with a look at how Congress will weigh in. So what happens next, So Young?
Kelsey, federal investigators are stepping in multiple ways. There's an upcoming congressional hearing focused on fraud in Minnesota.
The U.S. House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform will be holding a general work with hand. According to the Minnesota Department, it has frozen issue at hand. This comes after the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services announced it has frozen all child care payments to Minnesota amid the ongoing investigation.
That is
My
wild.
office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million.
That they pause all funding to Minnesota when it's just a few bad actors. That's messed up. This one doesn't give context, though. I'll give you guys the context. Here's the context, all right? This guy, Nick Shirley, he's a YouTuber, but not like a Kenny Finance YouTuber. Oh my God, this guy's 1.3 million subs.
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop right here in Woodland Hills. Inside this workshop, you'll learn you don't...
Hello, we'd like to ask, where's the money?
Should we dive into this? Yes or no? I'm actually kind of curious. We'll skip around. Should we dive into this? What do you think? Yeah, let's do it. This is easily one of the wildest stories of 2026, and it's been 2 days. There is a daycare fraud happening in Minnesota with daycare centers. This is so deep.
Money's going.
This YouTuber, Nick Shirley, 1.4 million subs, posted a video last week. They got 3 million videos that is talking about going to like shadow daycare centers that apparently are just fronts to receive government funding, and there are no kids in the centers.
What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on?
That guy is hilarious. That guy is he goes literally to every single center and he prints out a whole data room of just data on funding and economics and the fact that they don't have it. It's like, bro, you really had to print it out? But what I will say is that they did a pretty in-depth job of doing the research. I don't know who this person is, but I'm sure he's dedicated his entire... He seems like the retired guy that has no time on his hands. And he is likely spending a lot of time trying to understand, like, where these dollars going. There's a lot of those types in America, by the way. And now they did the research. They've put together a list of potentially fraudulent daycare centers in Minnesota specifically. And I think they went on like a road show to just go try to find different daycare centers. Let's see what happens when they go find one of these. Let's pick. Oh, this one's wild. This is the clip that I saw from Twitter.
And this fraud is here at this daycare.
Don't open up!
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up!
said...
They spelt learning wrong. It says Quality Learning Center, not Quality Learning Center.
They spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have...
I don't know what they're talking about. But Quality Learning Center. Next. This one's wild.
I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son, little Joey.
He simulated as if he had a child named Joey, and he's going to try to enroll Joey into different centers. See what happens when he tries to enroll Joey into this center.
Joey here, is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No. Why can't I check out the daycare?
It's not here.
Okay, but if can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son, little Joey, to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card, actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at?
There's no kids in these
centers. Are
centers.
there children here today?
No.
No children?
Yes.
Why are...
Keep it moving.
We thought maybe we could check them in the autism center? Because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
He's lying his butt off. That boy lying his butt off right now. I know the face when someone trying to make something up.
More than 5?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah. Dude, you're supposed to have little children's lives in enrollment. You're supposed to know how many people you're managing. But, all right, that's the last amount of political commentary you're going to get from me for the rest of my life. I don't want to be one of those guys. But I just thought that was a fascinating business case. So my thought is like, this business trying to expand into daycare centers, it is just going to be so difficult for an existing daycare center business operation to like operate going forward. You could be the greatest, most ethical, outstanding establishment in the community. But now that this is going on, we're maybe out of the, like, how many daycare centers are there in America? There are literally 590 to 600,000 daycare centers. Well, that's a lot, actually. Right? If there's 590,000 daycare centers in the US, maybe 10 are fraudulent, max. But because those 10 are now receiving public attention everywhere, and this administration is spending a lot of time focusing on this, it is going to be so difficult for an operator to actually spend time thinking about this space. Like, it is going to be nearly impossible to get more funding for expansion, to get public support from like politicians. It's going to be such a sensitive and difficult space. Like, the stock prices of publicly traded daycare roll-ups are probably going to get hit over the next few weeks. Like, it is just going to be ridiculous. There are going to be more scrutinous audits happening on underlying daycare centers in America. Like, it is just going to be more and more difficult. So if you currently own and run one today, you got to have a very, very, very tight ship. And I don't want you all thinking at all I'm picking a side on what's happening. That would just simply like me just absorbing information of what's happening in daycare space. And as an allocator of capital, I wouldn't invest in net new daycare centers or like startup daycare centers. I will only invest in maybe Braxton's Family's Daycare Center because they've been around for a while, outstanding reputation, real cash flow. That's my play. That's my play. So, I don't know. What do you drop in the comments? Drop in the chat. Are you a buyer of daycare centers or are you avoiding? What do you think? Montessori, they're gonna get a lot of scrutiny too. But from our poll says that majority of folks are going to buy the auto repair shop. I agree. The big winner out of this is boom, the 100-year auto repair shop. Like, here's my thesis. Why spend time focusing on things that are just going to be such a headache when you know people need to fix their cars? They've been needing to do it for 100 years. They're going to need to do it for another 100 years. So stick to things that work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Saskatchewan has no population. That is so true. That's the problem. Well, look, Reagan, we're going to need to have a population growth expansion thesis. We need to have every single TikToker or Ryan Trahan do a video on how Saskatchewan is an amazing place to get some people to move there. And that will be the driver of our EBITDA growth going forward. Easy marketing spend for getting folks to pull up. And I like this reason for selling. He's selling because of retirement. That's easy. That makes sense, right? That is that. That's my thesis on it, y'all. But, all right. So, we talked about a lot today. We found some pretty cool business. So, Reagan, take the dollars you made from silver, buy yourself a really nice auto repair shop. If you find one in Canada that's for sale, hit me up. You can use, if it's a good one that's cash flowing, that's a really solid business, Dreamline might want to play ball. But I need me a Canadian that's on the streets that can do some diligence. In diligence, I mean, I need you to literally go there and count every single car that comes into the shop on a 30-year basis so we can see the average rolling count of cars that are there. And then we need to understand the staff. We need the diligence, the competitive landscapes, like how close is the next closest auto repair shop. We need to see if there's any AI enablement. If they're doing a lot of stuff on pencil and paper and fax machines, easy EBITDA improvements. Add AI, add iPads, have a CRM. See if they have an email list. If they don't have an email list, they're not monetizing their existing customer base because they could be nudging and emailing their customers saying, hey, your car is due for a 1-year tune-up. Pull up. That's the kind of diligence we need to do. All right. I like this a lot. Let's get information. Kenny J. Number. That's not my number. I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For the send. Send the message. All right, Barry. Oh, foreign tax? We got tax advisors. We can work around that. We can work around that, Reagan. All right. So that is Friday's Finance Friday show. We talked about a lot of stuff today. And I know we didn't. Oh, should we play a quick game of the keyboard game? Try to strengthen our skill sets? I am totally late for my friend's thing. But I'm having so much fun here with y'all. We've been doing this every night just to see if my skill set improves. Oh, tomorrow, tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about Chat Capital's 90-day business buying plan. I'm literally going to go week by week of how to buy a business. So tune in tomorrow. I don't know what time. What time should I go live tomorrow? I'm on the West Coast in USA, so don't do anything too early. What time should I go live tomorrow, guys? Put it in the chat. I know a lot of you are staying up super late. Who was it? Zoa or Zosa? Yesterday from South Africa was up at 5 a.m. watching us. Absolute legend. I appreciate you. Look at the commitment. I have had the sniffles. I think I have the flu or something. Something's wrong. But we have been literally sneezing all week. All right. So this is tomorrow. We're going to go through a full 90-day business buying plan. So don't miss that. That'll be super exciting. But before we leave, we have to play one round of Final Sentence. It is the one game that helps us strengthen our skill set in our keyboard. I know, Kayvon. I'm so sorry, bro. Kayvon, we literally went through so much today. We literally went through so much today around finding businesses for people. Reagan just cashed out on silver. It's not every day that you find a young shredler that cashes out on silver. We found him 3 businesses in Canada he can go buy. We are about to change Reagan's life. Right? Like, you understand like how significant that is? But also, Kayvon, you need to understand, bro. CPT has literally had twins. Jimmy Jams has had twins. And he's out here trying to generate generational wealth. Bro, I'm proud of you, but we can buy businesses another day. All right. Everyone say W Kayvon. Oh, wait. Wait, this doesn't count. We gotta restart. Menu. Okay, Kayvon, I'm gonna play one game of this, and I'm hitting the road. My car's charged and ready to roll. I'm playing one game of this, and I'm coming, all right? Put W or L Kayvon for making me go. I just have too much fun doing this, guys. Look at this guy. You trying to buy bottles? I'm trying to buy this. I'm trying to buy bottles. See. Chat, what do you think about that, huh? Oh, wait. You can't even see my screen. I need an OBS dashboard. One game of this and we're rolling, guys, all right? All right. Lock and cock. Oh. That's not even a word. This is not even a word. This is it. That does not count. That does not count. Chat, we're going to the club for my birthday. Send us some W's. Bro. Probably gonna buy more silver. Yeah, Kayvon's trying to buy bottles and Reagan's buying silver. Hey, but everybody spam happy birthday, Kayvon. Everybody spam happy birthday, Kayvon. Spam happy birthday, Kayvon, in the chat. It's a big day for the boy. I've literally known Kayvon across 3 decades. He brought up to me the other day. We've known each other for like in 3 different decades. The game begins now. Okay. Ooh. Oh, yeah, we're chalk today, y'all. We chalk today, chat. This is so unfair. Why are they keep, like, literally the first round I'm getting clipped. Kayvon, this is what I do. I buy businesses and I play video games, bro. I'm not social anymore. You guys should see me off stream. I'm just like cranking. You guys want to see me like crank on stream? Okay, this is my third one. Three strikes and you're out. Lock in. The great lock in. I gotta check traffic. I think it's gonna take me 50 minutes to get to. So 9:30. Okay. My last one. I gotta lock in. Yo, chat, don't distract me.
Lower congestions.
What is this? This is so hard. No. Whew. Okay. We just gotta go slower here. Jeez, freaking Louise. Flubbergaster. Kayvon, this is your fault. You entered our chat with this type of energy. We have been buying businesses, understanding metals. We reviewed a Howard Marks memo. We literally found Reagan 3 boring businesses in Saskatchewan, Canada to purchase. Generational wealth for this kid. And you entered the chat on your 30th birthday, giving us all this distracted energy. And I have lost every single round of this game. You're so lucky. I love you. Or I would have said, Mons, ban his ass. Ooh, language, sorry. I thought I was never going to cuss on it. All right, chat. Well, I had fun. A bunch of friggin' fun. And I was also going to play Arc Raiders with Boogie today, but I can't. We got obligations. We got things to do, guys. It is Friday night, and I appreciate you all spending time with us, making smart money moves for freaking First Finance Fridays, right? We made some moves. We voted on polls. We got positioning going into 2026. This right here, yo, we're making moves. If we're all not millionaires by the time it's December 2026, we're going to be making plays. We're going to be making plays. This is the one night in the entire year that I'm actually going to leave my house to go like socialize with other millennials. And it's all because of it's my boy's birthday. I've known him for 3 decades. We can't miss that. But normally I will be here cranking, building, and launching this empire. All right. So let us have an absolute blast wherever you are tonight. Be thankful, be happy, and just be energetic for the motion that you're about to have in 2026. Let's freaking rock. If you're going out tonight, rich topic, be safe, be smart. All right. Don't blow too much money. All right. And if you go out tonight and you spend some money on bottles and drinks and all that, make sure you put 4 times that amount into an index fund. That's how we rock, y'all. If you enjoyed this stream, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you haven't already, sub up to the freaking moon and get to know some mamacitas. Yeah, Richard, my grandma wants me to. She's like, where's my great-grandchildren? I'm like, I'm playing keyboard games. So don't worry. We're going to have some fun. Life is too short to be too dull. We're going to work hard, play hard, guys. All right. I appreciate y'all. Everyone have an awesome, safe night. And I'm going to go link up with one of our #1 subs. Actually, our very first subscriber, Kayvon Music. There would be no Kenny Finance without Kayvon Music. So let's give a W's in the chat for Kayvon. The last thing I ask for y'all is to just spam happy birthday Kayvon, HBD Kayvon in the chat. He is the reason that we exist. Him and Boogie. Did I spell your name right? Oop, I spelled your name wrong. Boom. All right. Everybody spam happy birthday, Kayvon. He's an absolute legend. We appreciate him. And maybe I should IRL stream. I don't know if the spot's going to let us IRL stream. I don't know if we should put that in the mix. But happy birthday to that freaking legend. I love him. I appreciate him. We're about to go have a blast. Check my Instagram story. Maybe I might post a little selfie with us and be like, hey, this is our very first sub. And as always, have fun, be safe.